मेरा क्या नहीं आ रहा?
Welcome participants. We are going to start our webinar just in few minutes.
Hello, Hardeep. I have joined.
Welcome, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening.
Hardeep, ma'am, shall we start or we have to wait for a few minutes more?
Adeep, ma'am.
I think Hardeep, ma'am, has
She's there.
joined or not?
Hello. Hanji. Good evening, everyone. We should start
Good
with
evening, ma'am. Shall we start, ma'am, or wait for a few minutes more?
No, you start with.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Hands that turn caring into action. Touch that turns compression into comfort. Smiles that turn life into healing. Happy Nurses Week to all. Respected delegates from across country, continent, and academia, a very good evening to one and all present here. I, Tejwinder Palkar, nursing tutor, University College of Nursing, Faridkot, feel great privilege to welcome you all on behalf of Organizing Committee of NTAI Punjab branch. Now I request Dr. Ravi Prakash Saxena, the State General Secretary, NTAI Punjab branch, for the formal welcome note.
Thank you, Tejwinder Palkar, ma'am.
Welcome, sir.
So here I'm going to welcome all the dynamic personalities. So first dynamic personality of our national president, NTAI, Dr. Farooq Khan, sir. Sir is working as a principal and in the Academy of Nursing Sciences Hospital, Gwalior. Next distinguished personality is Dr. Manish Kumar. Sir is National General Secretary of NTAI Punjab. NTAI, then Sir is working as a director, KES Group of College, Gwalior. Next distinguished personality is Dr. Poonam Thakur. Madam is National Treasurer, NTAI, and she is working as HOD OBG Nursing, the Academic or of Nursing Sciences and Hospital, Gwalior. Next eminent personality is Dr. Hardeep Kaur. Madam is State President of NTAI Punjab State Branch, and Madam is working as a professor and principal, University College of Nursing, Faridkot. Next, our eminent personality and today's guest speaker, Dr. Sukhpal Kaur, ma'am. Madam is principal at 9 PGI MER, Chandigarh. Welcome, ma'am. Next, I would like to welcome our guest speaker, Ms. Sandeep Kaur. Madam is working as a professor, DMCH, College of Nursing, Ludhiana, Punjab. We welcome you, ma'am. Last but not the least, I would like to welcome all the participants who have joined today's webinar. So kindly stay with us till the end of this webinar, and definitely you will enjoy this webinar, because we are having so many experts on the today's topic, and that is very concerned to the nursing and the nurses. So kindly stay and enjoy the session. And last but not least, but I would like to also welcome all the organizing committee members of NTAI Punjab State Branch and all the members of NTAI Punjab State Branch. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. A day without a prayer is a day without blessing, and a life without prayer is a life without power. So let's join our hands for the prayer.
राम है दूर
Today, we feel honored to have with us State President, NTAI Professor, Punjab Branch, Professor cum Principal, Dr. Hardeep Kaur, University College of Nursing, Faridkot. It's immense pleasure to invite you, ma'am, for the inaugural speech.
Thank you, Tejwinder.
Welcome, ma'am.
All the national executive members of NTAI, Dr. Farooq Khan, Dr. Manish, Dr. Poonam, and our guest speaker, and I would rather say the chief guest of the event, Dr. Sukhpal Kaur. She is principal at 9 PGI Chandigarh, and Madam Sandeep, she is professor at DMC College of Nursing, who is the second guest speaker of today's event, and all the Punjab State executive members who are organizing this event on International Nurses Day 2023, and all the friends of my nursing profession at various capacities, and my dear students. So we are here to celebrate virtually the International Nurses Day, and the theme of this and this year's Nurses Day is Our Nurses, Our Future. And Madam Sukhpal will elaborate on this theme, but I would just want to say a few lines about our nursing profession, that we as nurses at any capacity, we are the integral part of healthcare system. And our nursing profession, it is rests on some of the major pillars, and that those pillars are facilitating learning, leadership, generating evidences, and of course, if we are generating new evidences, that means this is research, through research and development. And I very proudly say that our nursing profession is on the highest side in generating the evidences, and a lot has been done in the nursing research, and a lot has to be done in the nursing profession by our nursing professionals. And I just want to name the two personalities. I've just gone through the newspaper in the morning. I've seen that two nurses from India, they are chosen to get the global award, nursing award, which has to be deliberated on 12th of May at London. And this is a very proud moment of all Indian nurses. And I just want to say that this type of these ladies who are there in the nursing profession, they're just a motivation for all of us. And let us, we all pledge that we'll do our best to improve the quality of nursing care, the quality of nursing education, the quality of nursing research. So with us, we have two eminent personalities who will deliberate on the important topics which has been chosen for this International Nurses Day. And I congratulate all the State Nursing Teachers Association of India, Punjab, for organizing this event. And I am very hopeful that all the audiences, they will be benefited from today's deliberations. And thank you to one and all present here. And with this only, I'll just invite our National President, Dr. Farooq Khan. He is with us virtually. I'll just welcome you, sir. And I would like to just say that, just give some of your thoughts on this International Nurses Day. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. It's an immense pleasure that today our NTAI Punjab State Branch is organizing such a nice webinar, and especially basically on the International Nurses Day. So I congratulate, first of all, I would like to congratulate entire team members of Punjab State Branch that they have organized such a nice webinar. And we are blessed that we are having such an eminent speaker today also for this webinar. And as we know, this time, this Nurses Day, this Nurses Day has been declared by ICN, International Council for Nurses, in 1974. In commemorate the birthday anniversary of pioneer of modern nursing, Miss Florence Nightingale. And we are blessed today that we are having an eminent speaker, Sukhpal Madam from PGI Chandigarh, I think so, and Sandeep Kaur Madam, DMCH College of Nursing. So both are very eminent speaker, and today I think so all the participants will gain some knowledge regarding this webinar. And once again, I would like to congratulate all the members of NTAI Punjab State Branch. And I hope in future also we will update our knowledge from such a eminent speakers. And I think Punjab State Branch will organize such a webinar in future also. So thank you so much. Thank you so much to all. Thank you so much, participants, to join this webinar. Thank you so much to all.
Thank you, Dr. Hardeep ma'am and Farooq sir. So let's proceed to our scientific session. And before proceeding to the scientific session, audience must follow the instructions. Mute your mics. If you have any query, don't interrupt in between the session. You can drop your message in the chat box and it will be answered at the end of the session. And maintain the solicitude throughout the session. And at the end, there will be a feedback link that will be provided to you. And it is compulsory for all of you to fill that form. Only then you will receive your e-certificates. So once again, mute your mics so that we can proceed for the session. So let's start with our scientific session. And the first guest speaker for this session is Dr. Sukhpal Kaur. So there is Dr. Sukhpal Kaur, PhD, National Institute of Nursing of Education, PGI, Chandigarh. And I would like to shed light on the few milestones of ma'am. MSc Medical Surgical Nursing, 9 PGI, Chandigarh in 1995. PhD, Department of Pulmonary Medicine, PGI, Chandigarh in 2002. Certificate course in Essentials of Palliative Care in 2008. And postgraduate diploma in statistics from Punjab University, Chandigarh in 2013. And ma'am has clinical and teaching experience of about 28 years. And life member of scientific bodies 12, member of editorial boards of various national and international journals, founder, secretary, and present president of Nursing Research Forum. And in research, funded research projects, various research projects, paper presentations, and invited as guest faculty, number of conferences and workshops, publications in reputed journals near about 170, and chapters in books 37, edited textbooks 8, and written patient education books 21, and field of interest, nursing research, geriatric care, oncology and palliative care, chronic illnesses, and women's health. So let's proceed with ma'am's lecture. Welcome, ma'am. Ma'am, kindly share your screen.
Yeah, I will share. Thank you so much for the kind introduction.
Welcome, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm going to share. Are my slides visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so thank you very much for the kind introduction. Kindly mute your mic. There is a lot of disturbance coming from someone.
Kindly mute your mics, participants.
Kindly mute your mic. Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So thanks a lot once again for the kind introduction. And at the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Hardeep and her team for organizing such a wonderful webinar and to kickstart the Nurses Week. I think the days are different in different regions. We at PGI, we start on 12th and we end at 18th. And some of the people, they end on 12th. So that's okay. But I think all our Nurses Day, in fact, if we are very enthusiastically working for the well-being of the public at large. So I have been given the task of talking on the theme, which is Our Nurses, Our Future, which is the International Day, the theme 2023. So at the outset, again, I would like to congratulate once again to each one of you for the International Nurses Day. And we know that this day is celebrated around the world on 12th May, which is to mark the, to basically commemorate the birth anniversary of Florence Nightingale. She was the pioneer of modern nursing. And this day as such, if we talk, this is led by the International Council of Nurses. So to commemorate this important day, INC releases each year a different theme. And for the theme of 2023, it's our nurses, our futures. Basically, they said that we should be focusing more on the future of nursing itself. What is the significance of International Nurses Day? This day is celebrated as an international celebration among to honor the nurses who are working so hard. Some of the nurses, they always pick and choose and they honor the nurses, and specifically regarding the contributions they have made to the society. This is also an opportunity to recognize the hard work, the dedication, the compassion of nurses who provide essential health services in the hospitals, in clinics, and other healthcare settings. Each state, each region, and then at the national and then at the international level, as Dr. Hardeep has already pointed out, certain nurses, they always pick the nurses who have really contributed a lot to the society, to the patients, and those nurses are awarded. But that doesn't mean that the other nurses are not working. Everyone is working, but definitely there are certain stars who are to be recognized at certain days, and it is very, very important, in fact, for all the other nurses, so that it's a bit basically motivation for the other nurses to work very hard, to work very dedicatedly, so that they also get the chance to be recognized at the national and the international level. So it's a chance to raise awareness about the nursing profession and also to advocate the policies and the practices that support the nurses. So we always try to do our level best, and on this day by organizing various workshops, various conferences, and even the various policies, practices, whatever we are doing, we also want that the other people should know. So this is just in short the significance of celebrating the International Nurses Day. So some facts about Nurses Day, we know that this was observed initially in the year 1965 by the International Council of Nurses in the honor of 100th birth of Florence Nightingale. Then each year, since then, each year we are celebrating this day. And in 2020, we know that that was really a very, very special year because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So again, the contribution of the nurses specifically to COVID-19 was highlighted in various platforms, in various medias. What is the importance of nurses and the other healthcare professionals who worked so hard in the global response to the pandemic. So that was really very, very good at that time to recognize the contribution. And even at that time, we also recognize that how well we should be preparing in order to fight such kind of pandemic. So just to highlight few themes for International Day, specifically I have prepared this slide that each year you see since 2016, what is the theme? Nurses, a force for change, improving the health system. Nurses, their voice to lead, achieving the sustainable development goal. Nurses, their voice to lead, health is a human right, a voice to lead, health for all. Nursing the world, health to all. Nurses, their voice to lead, a vision for future healthcare, invest in nursing, and rights to secure the global health. So every in each of the theme, you will see that they also they are highlighting, ICN is basically highlighting that we should be coming out, we should be fighting for our rights, we should lead our voice so that we are able to tell the other agencies, the people who are working at the organization level, what is the problem of nurses, what is expected from other people, so that we are able to improve the image of the nurses in the society. So theme for 2023 is Our Nurses, Our Futures. And basically they say that this particular theme is saying that we should be investing in nurses, we should be protecting the nurses, we should be respecting the nurses, and ultimately we should be valuing the nurses, which is extremely important. Nurses are doing a lot, but again, there are a number of hidden things which are being done, which are not recognized basically at the state or the national or the international level. So in this theme of 2023, ICN wants for nursing in the future in order to address the global health challenges and improve the global health for all. We also need to learn from the lessons of the pandemic and translate these into action for the future that ensures nurses are protected, respected, and valued. So it's very, very important. From the pandemic itself, it has been said that we should be preparing ourselves in such a way that we are protected all the time, and the kind of actions we are doing for that, we should be respected and we should be valued in the society at large. So what is the vision? Our nurses, our future is the campaign basically will shine the light on the nurses and on a brighter future, moving nurses from invisible to invaluable in the eyes of the policymakers, the public, and all those who make decisions affecting the delivery and financing of the healthcare. So here you see they're talking of number of things in this vision of the theme, our nurses, our future, that we need to shine the light on the nurses and on a brighter future. So they should be valued from all the holistically point of view. Nurses are providing holistic care to the patients we always expect. So say in the similar pattern, the nurses should always be valued holistically so that they have the better future, moving the nurses from invisible to invaluable in the eyes of the policymakers. We have to have such a voice that we should be able to give our voice to the policymakers, to the public, and all those who make decisions, which is affecting the delivery and financing of the healthcare. So what is the root of the theme? ICN and the other organizations, they have shown the evidence for change and called for action and investment in nursing. They always say that we should be investing more and more in nursing from all the point of view, from education point of view, from training point of view, from overall development of the nursing, if we talk from the finances point of view, because if a nurse is paid well, she will be able to give her best to the while providing care to the patients. But if a nurse is not paid well, but usually what we see in the private sectors, they are not paid well. So what is expected from a nurse? They are just paid 1,000, 1,200, 10,000, 12,000, 15,000. What is this amount if we talk of the current scenario of our society? So it's now time to look for the future and demonstrate what these investments will mean for nursing and healthcare. So together, our future depends on every nurse, every voice to not only be on the front lines of the care, but also be on the front line of the change. So this year's theme will capture key action that ICN believes are essential to address both the profession and the health system, which are mutually beneficial and reinforcing. If we talk of the role of nurses in the society at large, we see that nurses, they are the persons who are with the patients for maximum point of time. They are the people who will be holding the hand of an individual when a person is, at the time of birth, and they are the persons who are with the persons when the person take his or her last breath. So they spend maximum of their time with the patients, and nurses at times, they are acting as the advocate for the patients. They are making certain decisions for the patient, what is good, what is bad for the patient. Nurses are also skilled care providers because they are taught accordingly. So accordingly, it is expected that they should be providing skilled care to the needy patients at large. They are the preventive, they are the promotive, they are the curative and rehabilitative roles. These are the major roles which are being played by the nurses in the community settings, in the home, in the hospital settings and all. They are teaching for the patients and the families and the communities. This is also one of the major role which is being played by the nurses in the hospital as well as in the community settings. And nurses are the researchers. We are living in an evidence era. So nurses are the people who are bringing many and many more evidences by conducting various kinds of researches at various level of researchers. Sometimes they are individual doing, sometimes they are doing these researches in collaborations with the other healthcare professionals. So these are the major roles which are being played by the nurses at various levels of the hospital. And it will not be wrong in saying that nurses are the backbone of the healthcare system. They are the major workforce who is working in the hospital. So whole of the hospital, whole of the community care settings, if we talk of, nurses have got a very, very major role to play in our life. But if we see the current scenario of nurses, we know that the worldwide there is a shortage of nurses. It has been reported by WHO, and even in India, there is a shortage of more than 2 million nurses, which is around 43% less than the recommended nurses. So we can say that around half of the nursing workforce we have working in various levels of the hospitals. And in the recent past, we know that there is a rapid surge which has been recorded in the number of nursing training institutions, with approximately 1,958 nursing institutes. This is a little older news, but recently there was another news by the current government that they are going to open these many number of nursing institutions. Many nurses basically we are producing, but still we lack nurses, and the most probable reason could be the migration of nurses to the Western country. So it has been noted by many in the profession that Indian nurses, they work more enthusiastically in other countries as compared to their native land. That is really surprising. So if they are so hardworking, why not to absorb in Indian settings? For that matter, we need to have very good scenario of working for the nurses in the India, so that we are able to attract our nurses in the India itself, and we can withhold migration of the nurses to some extent to the other countries. And nurses are continuously striving to achieve a higher status in this patricentric society, but still long journey is awaited ahead to achieve the honor and respect which they really deserve. But the problem we see that in Indian settings, there is a lack of social status of the nurses still in the eyes of the people at large. It is only that the nurses, they are the assistants for the patients. There is really a lack of recognition of nurses in Indian settings. They are very low paid people. They have very, very poor working conditions. If we go to the periphery, even there are small hospitals, working condition is not there. So they lack autonomy in practice, though we have the concept of nurse practitioner in Indian settings, but still we don't have much autonomy in practice. We just cannot take many of the decisions at our own. And there is a lack of recognition as a member of healthcare team, and there is an exploitation which has significantly contributed to the brain drain of nurses to the Western world. Even if we see at the ministry level, there is hardly 1 or 2 persons who is working in the ministry. But ideally, as per the number of nurses we have in Indian settings, as per the requirement, there should be at least 4 to 5 nursing advisors, and number of people who are working under that nursing advisor, who can basically should be responsible for each and every state, so that we are able to know the problems of the nurses at large, so that the solutions can be found out accordingly. But you see, from the top level to the bottom level, there is a shortage of nurses at each and every level. So what quality as such we can expect if we don't have the good manpower available with us? So what should be done? How to enhance the work satisfaction of nursing personnel? First, the foremost is rewarding the salary. See, everyone is working. We are going daily in the morning, coming back. Whosoever is working here, that person is basic need is the salary. So if that person is paid well, definitely that will be able to, there will be positive reinforcement for that particular person to do his or her best if the person is paid well. We need to have a positive working environment. Let it be a school, let it be a college, let it be a hospital. We need to have very, very positive working environment, because we see, like if we talk of our institution, we are spending from 8 to 5 time in the hospital. So major part of the day is spent in a work in the workstations. So if that environment is positive, we'll be able to give our best to have the best outcome, maybe from education point of view or from the patient's point of view. Good work-life balance should be there. Good work-life. So whatever things we are doing in the hospital or in the college, at least we should try to give the balance. Once we are at work, we should be working there. Once we are at home, we should be at home only. So many times, many of the people, they just mingle both the things, work and the personal life. So at that time, there will always be certain conflict among the working people or amongst the employees. So that's very, very important that we should always be having certain work balance wherever we are, whether at home or whether we are at our place of work. There should be fair workload. We should not be overworked. How many times per week we should be allowed, that person should be working for that much only. But it is very, very important that once we are at work, we should be at work. At that time, as already told, we should not be discussing our social things or our personal things. So if we have, because we have good number of hours at place. So if we are sincerely working, enthusiastically working at our workplace, we'll be able to give our best. Employee recognition is very, very important. Everyone has this particular instinct in his mind that if I am doing well, if I am doing good, I should be recognized at a certain level. But many a times it has been seen that the recognition is again a political issue. If the person has a good approach, that person will be getting all awards, everything. It is not only that I'm just saying from my own, it has been seen in the society. So the people are recognized at the national level if they have good approach. They're the persons is not recognized by his or her work. Very few people will be getting. But if you are political connected, you should be getting the rewards. That should not be there. We should have objective criteria of having the awards, so that according to that, whatever contribution that particular person has made to the education, to the practice, wherever as per the requirement of an individual, that person should be rewarded. And again, this will give motivation to the other people to do their best. There should always be promotion in the career, so that advancement should be there, and promotional things should be there, some promotional or something on selection basis. There should always be balance in the promotion even. And if the person is working at one job level for a long period of time, the person will be having stagnation. Person will not be able to again give his or her much work, that I'm not getting anything, why to work, and so on. So professional advancement is also very, very important. So all these parameters, if we have at a work for the nurses, we'll be able to have good nurses. And if we have good nurses, we'll be able to have good future for nurses, and we will be able to good the future for our society. I'm sorry, there is one call from director side. I have to take up that call, please. Just a minute. हेलो नमस्कार नमस्कार जी हाँ जी हाँ जी हाँ जी हाँ जी हाँ 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 अच्छा जी रिफाइंड इन व्हाट सेंस ये हुने करा कि फिर करा दूसरी मैं हजे हुने घर पहुंची ही है तो मैं तुसी दसो जो हुने करना तो हुने मैं 10-15 मिनट तक करके भेज देनी है तुसी दसो अच्छा जी मैं हुने कर दिया मैं बट कुछ दसे कि और ऐड की करना है ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ हाँ हाँ अच्छा चलो मैं हुने करके भेज दिया मैं ठीक है सर व्हाट्सएप कर दें थैंक यू sorry. So apart from this, we know that there is a globalization of health, and because healthcare has become a global issue, people are mobile at every region. People are moving from one place to another place. Yeah, so it's very, very important, because as the people are moving from one place to another place, so it's important that the nurses should also be well versed the needs of the people at large from the various regions of the society. And moreover, the disease can also travel from one place to another place. For that also nurses should be aware of. So nurses need to have an understanding of the issues pertaining to the global health. Then we will be able to provide quality or the good care to the people. Another thing is there is a concept of task shifting, which is basically the answer to shortage and also to give some satisfaction to the nurses at large, that there is a significant need to reorganize and decentralize the healthcare system by task shifting. For example, many a times there are a number of things which can be done by the nurses, and we know that if we talk of the shortage, there is a shortage of nurses and there is a shortage of the doctors at large. But that number of people which the nurses and midwives, and we know that in many of the states, midwives are independently working. We have the nurse practitioner course, which is also has come up, but still we don't have the evidences of their independently working. And nurses play a significant role in providing preventive, promoter, and rehabilitative care services. So even the World Health Assembly, they have passed a resolution in 2011 to strengthen and expand the nurses' role by including them in the primary care settings. So one task shifting basically means that whatever things can be done by the next cadre, for example, certain things which can be done for if we talk of NCDs, non-communicable diseases, we can educate the people very well. Controlling hypertension, we can educate the people very well. So these kind of tasks can be taken by the nurses in the hospital, in the community settings, and can work independently, and that will also give them a lot of satisfaction. And we have also the concept of nurse-led clinics, and the government has also come up. This is the expanded role of nurses, having a nurse-led clinics. For example, stoma nurses, stroke nurses, public health nurses, diabetes nurse educated, even asthma, COPD nurse, heart failure nurse. So as per even amputee nurses, stroke nurses, we have started with the concept in PGA, and we are running very, very successfully. So that will basically give an independence to the nurse, that really the nurse is performing well, is able to do much, and also will get a lot of satisfaction by independently working in certain situations. But as of now, again, if we talk of Indian settings, these nurses, they are trained in the in-house. As such, we don't have specific, very structured curriculum for them, but they are trained in-house in that particular institutions or accordingly, and then they start working independently in these clinics. And importance of evidence-based practice is there, because we need to have more and more evidences in order to provide good quality care, in order to add into the knowledge of nurses. And we should always be avoiding that this is the way we have always done it, or based on tradition, myths, hunches, advice of colleagues, or outdated textbooks. So what are the various strategies to improve the status of nurses in India? There should be appropriate status or professional recognition for nurses. It's basically, it's not a one-man job. We need to have a proper structured program so that we are able to have more of the structured curriculum available, structured training program available for the professional growth of the nurses, but it will take, again, a lot of time. It requires efforts on all the levels with planning and implementation of short and long-term goals. Nursing training and education must be sound and should be entirely outcome-oriented based on the desired clinical competencies. And nursing regulatory bodies and the other health ministry of India need to take the lead in bringing changes in the existing system, whether it is curriculum, whether it is licensing for RNs, or even cadre structure, because it's very important that on the job also, the registration should also be renewed, and that will help the person to be more in touch with the professional growth. And in certain states, it is already there. Nurses need to work on a broader horizon and should try to become an entrepreneur so that they can work in different areas with all their strengths to bring desired prestige and mark this contribution in the healthcare outcomes. There are many areas where nurses need to focus their services, and the first and foremost is the nurse-led clinics, which we have already discussed. And these are not difficult. Only thing is we need to have some support from the organization, some support from the curriculum point, from even the institution point of view, and even the individual should also be working independently. So the future of nursing, it totally dedicate. We need to dedicate ahead the demands a stronger and more diversified nursing workforce. We need to prepare this in order to provide quality care to the patients, in order to improve health and well-being among the nurses, individuals, and the communities at large, and also to address the systematic inequalities that have fueled the wide and persistent health disparities, and also achieving the health equity. So achieving health equity through nurses, we need to work in collaboration with the other disciplines to create individual and community targeted solutions and making health policies. Nurses reflect the people and community, and they serve throughout the nation. They help in ensuring that individuals receive culturally competent, equitable healthcare services, as there is a globalization of healthcare, as we have already discussed. And healthcare systems enable and support the nurses to tailor care to meet the specific medical and social needs of diverse patients to optimize their health. They need to attend to their own self-care also and help to ensure that nurses' well-being is addressed in educational and employment settings through the implementation of evidence-based strategies. They also they need to focus on the preventive and the personal-centered care and have an orientation toward innovation, always seeking new opportunities for growth and development. This is again very, very important if we need to look for a good future for the nurses. They need to expand their roles. They need to work in new settings, in new ways, and markedly expand their partnership, connecting health and healthcare with all the individuals and the communities. They should collaborate across their affiliated organizations to develop and deploy a shared agenda to contribute to substantial, measurable improvement in the health equality. And the National Nursing Organization should also reflect an orientation on the diversity, equity, and inclusion within and across their organization. Nurses should address the underlying issues of the poor health of the people. And this is the acronym which has been given by Florence Nightingale, that let's never consider ourselves as the finished nurses. We must always be learning all through our life, which is again very, very important in order to have good future of the nurses. And our whole of our future is basically depending upon the good nurses. And nurses are the head hawkers and lifeline of healthcare organization, but still they lack recognition, especially if we talk of the Indian settings. There is a concern on this, which has been expressed in many ways till date, but no strong recommendations and visible implementation of laws and policies are there. The nurses need to take leadership and proceed to participate more at the higher levels to bring a change in the existing scenario. And there should also a need of adaptation of nurses as nurse practitioner. It is as such not very easy, but it will definitely be there. And if it is there, it will be a big pride for the nurses. And we need to bring out more and more collaborative work model for the nurses and doctors so that we are able to work mutually, we are able to work multidisciplinary in order to provide quality care to the patients. So historically, we need that nurses have been seen as doctor's assistant, but now the time has changed. They are not as such. Definitely, they are the assistant. We work in a very diversified situations where all of us need to work in collaboration with each other. So now, as such, the time has changed. Nurses are emerged. They are independent. They are autonomous health professionals in multidisciplinary team. And this requires a cooperative and trustworthy relationship between doctors and nurses, where prime aim is to be focused on to provide quality and cost-effective care to the patients. So these are certain references. I would like to end here. If there is any question, any comments from your side, we can always take up. So overall, I want to say that there is a demographic transition. So the need of the society as such is changing. And accordingly, we need to prepare our nurses so that they are able to understand the problems of the public at large, and they are able to provide good quality, good care to the patients as per their requirement, as per the requirement of the society.
Thank you, Dr. Sukhpal ma'am. Ma'am has elaborated the theme very well. Our nurses, our future. And ma'am has explained that we should protect the nurses, we should respect the nurses, and moving nurses from invisible to invaluable. And ma'am has very well explained about the expanded role of nurses and evidence-based practice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Sukhpal ma'am, for such a wonderful session with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now I invite our second guest speaker, Ms. Sandeep Kaur, Professor, DMCH, College of Nursing, Ludhiana. So before proceeding for the scientific session, I would like to shed light on few milestones of ma'am. About education, ma'am has done MSc Nursing in Community Health Nursing from Baba Farid University of Health Sciences, Faridkot in 2009. And clinical and teaching experience is of about 25 years and awarded as Best Paper and Poster Presentation in various conferences and workshops. And also got first and second prize in written poster making competition. And ma'am has life membership of TNAI, Sochni, Safir, and Some. And also, ma'am has published various papers in international and national journals. And ma'am has also participated in as guest speaker in various conferences and workshops. So welcome you, ma'am. Ma'am will discuss about the topic technology takes center stage in nursing, transforming nursing care. So welcome, Miss Sandeep Kaur, ma'am.
Thank you, Tejvinder Palkar, and good evening, one and all. First of all, I want to say thanks to the organizers, especially Dr. Hardeep Kaur, Dr. Ravi Saxena, for giving me this platform to speak on topic transforming care, that is the technology takes center stage in nursing. So that's my topic. So see, here is this picture is showing the various devices which is we are using in the present scenario in our healthcare sector. So the next slide. So the introduction, we know, everyone know nowadays, even this is the data which is given by World Health Organization. Nurses account for more than half of all the world health workers, which are providing vital services throughout the health system. So well-trained nurses with certifications in basic life support and advanced cardiovascular life support can make a huge difference in a hospital's ability to successfully deal with critical care and emergencies. So while imparting such skills has been a time-taking and costly process for hospitals, including training and equipment. So here I want to say technology can help or enable digital learning solutions for healthcare professionals. So technology is very, very important in our healthcare sector, especially in the nursing profession. Today, there are complete online resuscitation and cardiac training modules for hospital staff that have made upskilling, which are upskill the knowledge very fastly and making better knowledge of the nurses. So the nurses with upskilling can also solve the care. Like we know now, we have more elderly population in the globally or at the world level. So the nurses will be able to handle a critical situation only if they are aware of the new technologies such as wearable devices, computers, and smartphones. Even there are so many other devices which are utilized in the hospital setting. So that it is very necessary for the nurses to update their knowledge with the advanced technology. Similarly, there are virtual reality and artificial intelligence, which are the enabled tools which used by nurses to transform the patient care. So recently, there is one example. Recently, IIT Madras has joined hands with the state unit of the National Health Mission to prevent maternal and neonatal deaths and improve the overall health of newborn babies and their mothers by upskilling healthcare workers. So there is also one report which is given by America. There is the 50% in the health sector. The 50% is the workforce of nursing staff. So for this, there is a need for upskilling nurses by the advanced technology and developing new care models which help the hospitals. And for this, they will need to invest in training and tools to empower their healthcare staff. So there is a need for the hospitals or the colleges to upgrade their labs and hospitals with the digital labs. So there is the benefits of digital technology, and in our sector, in nursing profession, there are 4 broad areas where is the need of digital technology, as there is the nursing practice, which is clinical area, nursing education, and even nursing research and nursing administration. So I will discuss one by one, and the broad need in digital of the digital technology in the nursing practice or clinical area. Next slide. Next. So in nursing, see this picture in which the nurse in which the nurse is showing the nurse is showing in this picture the nurse is showing the patient which is providing the care with the different devices. So next is the technology used in different areas. Next slide. So see this picture. This picture is also showing the different gadgets. The nurse is providing the care to the patient with different monitors and different devices. So first is the digital OPD, and during the COVID time, there are so many hospitals which have digitalized their hospitals with the advanced technology, and the clients or the patients can take their appointments online, and even they can see their appointments from the calendar feature and see details of previous OPD visits. Even it is helpful for the nurses, doctors, and the patients. So can see previous lab results, can see time trends of lab results, copy and paste information from previous visits. Even it is helpful for the pharmacy and reduce the medication errors and alerts sent for follow-up visits to the patients. So now the India is digital India, and patients can take their online medical consultation, can see their medical records online, and even can take the medicine online. So next is the digital IP module, which is helpful for the patients, doctors, and the nurses. And the doctors can see the patient history, daily assessment, see the results, medication order, case summary, link between doctors, number of patients in the wards, and number of how many patients are discharged. And in spite of this, there is other modules like emergency, nursing, medication, letter to medication, hospital, patient module, and home-based for the home care module. So I will discuss about the nursing module. So the digital nursing module, how it helps the nurses. The nurses can it is helpful for the nurses for the easy access to patient data, make timely clinical decisions, and helpful for the assessment, can integrate a drug administration, for lab tests, even nursing for the manpower management, patient assignments, and improve the clinical communication and patient satisfaction. So there is also one technology in our sector, that is the wireless communication system. So before smartphones, we can see there is the use of pagers in the hospitals, and that is providing to the health professionals like to the doctors, nurses, technicians. So these pagers are now the pagers are replaced by the smartphones, which is helpful, which is can work with one seamless technology and reducing the response times, which is very helpful for the patient care. And the next technology is which is here is the 6 ways which is wireless technology help, that is transforming healthcare. So first is managing staff workflow, tracking medical equipment. I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So tracking medical equipments, even automating environment monitoring, hand hygiene, can see the hand hygiene compliance, analyzing operational data, and increasing the security. So this is the 6 ways which is helpful in the health in the clinical area, or we can say in the nursing practice areas. And the next technology, which is newest technology in our sector, that is the Internet of Things. So that is the combination of hardware and software technology, and which produces trillions of data through connecting with multiple devices and sensors. And it is showing in the picture, which is showing the combination and connectivity with devices and the sensors, and it is sensor which is making sense of data with intelligent tools. And in our sector, it is used in with the for there are so many examples like closed loop insulin delivery system and connected inhalers, which is used by the patients or clients, and which is showing the time, how many times the client or the patient has used the inhaler, and it is recorded in the in the smartphone or device. And the next, this picture is showing the Internet of Things in the various ways, like with the help of sensors, connectivity, there is analytics, descriptive, diagnostic, even based, and application platform and product infrastructure. And the next technology, that is the point of care, and it is be used in our daily life. It is more useful in the even in the community. It is useful in the clinical area. Even it is also useful in the community area. We can do the glucose test with the help of glucometer at the doorstep of the patients or clients in the community. We can do the the pregnant lady can do the pregnancy test, can make the cholesterol test, even HB estimation and urine analysis, where is the patient located. The next is the use of smart TV, and we know now we have smart TV even in our homes, which is very, very helpful, which is working with the help of Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, and it is also useful in our health sector for the treatments of the patients, for giving the instructions for medication, and even for post-discharge care. Next is the automated IV pumps. That is one example of the advanced technology, which is very, very helpful even for the nurses. It is save the time of the health professionals, and the nurses can control the dose and drips which is giving to the patients. And there is one example, IV pumps for nutrition that give needed meals at the right times. And the next one is the portable monitors. So portable monitor, that is equipment which is allow the nursing professional to check on patients even when the nurses are busy with the other patients. So these monitors giving the alarm, and nurses can see the patients, and these are the portable devices which is saying which you are using for to see the vital signs. We can use for the ECG, even respiratory rates and oxygen saturations, and this is transmitting the information back to the central monitor and giving the alarm for the notification if there is any emergency, and we use in our daily life. So smart beds also, that is one built with the new technology, and that is also very helpful for the patient care. So they provide the knowledge to the nurses or information to the nurses for track the movements, even for the weight and even vitals. And this is also helpful for the patient for their safety and comfortable, and save the patients from fall and injuries. So wearable devices even we used even in our life, like smart watch, so which are helpful for to track the heart rates, exercise, sleep, and respiration, and even it's more helpful for the people to take their health in their own hands. So there is one example from our health profession, that is the step to smartphone stethoscope. So that is the stethoscope app that allow the nurses and doctors to simply use their smartphone to get breathing sounds and see heart rates of the patients. So this is the picture which depicts the smart stethoscope. So this is the picture which is showing the wearable devices. Here is the watch, sensors, which are useful in our daily life and which is showing our heart rates, sleeping pattern, and so many other vital signs also. So next is the electronic health records. We know most of the hospitals are changed into the health HIS, that is the health information system, so which is replacing the older paper filing methods. So EHR allowing the nursing the experts to document care which is provided by the patients, and it is very helpful for the other health team members because it is stored in the laptops or in the gadgets, and the other team members can see when they are free, they can see the diagnosed medicine of the patients whenever necessary. So even this is can tell registered nurses whether there are further steps they need to take for a patient, monitor small condition changes, and give them information immediately as alerts or reminders given by the EHRs. So this is the picture which is showing the electronic healthcare record. So it is helpful for the physician, clinicians, hospital, radiology departments. It is linked in the whole of the hospital. So it is very, very helpful and beneficial. So this picture is showing the benefits of EHR in the various areas, like it is helpful for the patients and they can fill the few forms, interactive patient portals, electronic referrals and prescription refills. Even it is helpful for the insurance companies. So there is the faster claim processing, accurate patient insurance information, and large scale healthcare data. It is helpful for the practitioners and nurses, and it is helpful for the pharmacies. So it is cost saving from automation, direct secure communication with the doctors, and reduce the risk of medication. This is also one technology. It is called brain of the hospital. So the name is centralized command centers. So which promise improved patient experience and better way for RN, even doctors, to manage supplies, clinical technology, and capacity. So this is also one type software application such as which is used with the dashboards and provide real-time updates. So really this is also very, very beneficial for the healthcare profession. So this technology is used in many hospitals which report operating at higher capacity with overall improved patient experiences. So this is also showing in the picture. So next is the telehealth and apps. So this is also in our syllabus. We taught to the students telehealth, telenursing. So telehealth is also valuable and the newer element in the healthcare profession. So hospitals and clinics allow the patients to virtually video chat with the doctor or nurse to describe their symptoms or show doctors their symptoms like rashes. So this helps the patients with a quick diagnosis without leaving the comfort of their own home. They can find out if they need to come in or for further testing or diagnose and get a prescription for medicine or get medical advice. So there is benefits like saves time, both of patients and the doctors, even nurses. It prevents sick patients from coming to public places. It is very beneficial during the pandemic or COVID time. And this technology is changing the way clinics operate and how patients are cared for. So apps can also help address mental health issues, like there are mindfulness apps, which is helpful for the, which is in the present scenario, everyone is suffering from stress, and these apps are helpful for the relaxation. So increasing apps and telehealth technology gives doctors, nurses, and patients themselves more control over their health. So this picture is showing the virtual ICU. So this is showing with full advanced technology. So see, nowadays there are the entry of the robots in the healthcare system. So robots are also playing their role in our profession, like for cleaning and disinfection. There is also robot surgeries, and even for the rehabilitation, which is also showing in the picture. So robots also working in other sectors, like providing the high quality patient care, working as a operational efficiency, working as operational efficiencies and safe work environment. So in this picture, which the robot is doing the surgery. So we know there is one research done by the American nurses, which showing 53% of nurses' time spent on tasks completely unrelated to patient care, such as managing supplies, looking for supplies, filling out reports, handling patient check-ins. So nowadays, this is replaced by the rewards, which is replaced by the robots, and they are functioning on the behalf of nurses. So it is written, the delivery robots can be programmed to search medicine from the pharmacy, package drugs, brings clean linens to patient rooms, deliver meals, take specimen to the lab, perform other tasks that keep nurses from spending time with their patients. So it saves the time of the nurses. So here is the, it is showing the entry of the robots in our profession. So like the Davinsky surgical system, which launched in the year of 1999. Then Robier, a robot developed by the Riken Corporation, which is used to lift and move elderly and immobile patients. So Mabu is a medical robot developed by Cartilla Health, which is launched in the 2018, and it is also helpful, which is talking or doing the conversation with the patients and ask them for updates on their health, activity, whether or not they have taken any medicine. So there is also one Athens Tug autonomous robot, which assists nurses and doctors by literally doing heavy lifting. This robot was designed to move medical supplies and equipment around hospitals, freeing up medical staff to focus on caring for patients. So robots are very, very helpful in our profession. So this is also one technology, that is AI, or artificial intelligence. So this is one sort of simulation of human intelligence. So that is one sort of machine which is programmed to think like humans and doing the mimicry of the patient, doing the actions like the patient. So the aim of this AI is to mimic human cognitive functions, and it's bringing a paradigm shift to healthcare. So this is one sort of machine which replaces the human being, which is working as the same like the human being. So that is all about the nursing, use of digital technology in the nursing practice. And the next area is the digital technology in nursing education. And we are all well aware about the use of digital technology in nursing education. We have used during the COVID time, and we are well aware. So I just overview about this. So next slide. So see, technology in nursing education. So this picture depicts how many percentage we used the technology in our profession, like 75% we used online or distance learning, 65% virtual simulation, 64% adaptive quizzing and teasing, and videos, and 84% videos for skills, and same like 37% in other area, 49%, 41% in different area, and 60%. So we have used technology, advanced technology in our profession in education. So these are the tools used in theory part, that is Zoom, which we are now using, Google Meet, computer assisted learning, virtual conference, digital learning software, app module, e-library, 3D printing, wearable technologies, and social media. So skills. So now I hope some of the colleges or hospitals having their digital labs. So skills like simulated environment, human patient stimulation, task trainer, standardized patients, virtual reality simulation, virtual patients, and 3D videos and live surgeries. Next is for evaluation. Now we are checking the papers online. So like we are using the different softwares like Pexalite exam software, Google Form, simulated environments, Wheelbox, Safe Exam Browser, and virtual simulation exam system. So these are the pros, and if we are having the benefits, then there is also loss of this technology. So like pros: improve patient safety, patient care, time saving, cost saving, best practice for evidence-based nursing, enables on and offline skills, response to nursing shortage. But cons also there, like dehumanized patient care, not viewed as time saving by all nurses, generalization gaps in learning and learning styles, may be perceived as replacing critical thinking, problem solving skills, and potential for breach in confidentiality. So these are the pros and cons of technology in nursing education. Now we use in our administration or nursing administration. So the nursing leaders, we know, doing the so many work, even staff nurses. So the nursing leaders like doing the so many work in the areas and having so many responsibilities. So with the advanced technology, with the help of HIS, the workload is reduced, and they are spent less time on the linear tasks and spend the more time with the patient care. So this is also one technology, that is real-time location system for nurses. So this technology is very, very helpful for the nursing or for the health profession. So here is one report which is showing 95% of organization put real-time location system in their institutes, which is in operational and having the efficient gains. So this is a picture which is showing the real-time location system for hospitals, and C, which is helpful for asset management, people tracking, dispatch management, and even see the patient bay finding. And it is helpful for the nurses. If any mishappening for the nursing staff, they can giving the alarm, and the staff, other hospital staff can find out the nurse, where is she. So next is the patient staff identification systems. We are well aware about the barcode, wristbands, and radio frequency identification, which is helpful to track and identify the patients in an effort to reduce the errors while also keeping the hospital population safe, like put the wristband on the baby and on the mother after delivery. So this is picture is showing the wireless patient monitoring. So there is the medical device, wireless, on the one side, there is the wireless medical device, and the other side, there is the electronic health records and patient and hospital mobile apps. And so which all are under the one cloud, which are all are functioning under one cloud application. So this is the area research where we use the digital technology, and this also applying digital technology during the COVID time. We are getting the data from the subjects by online. So see how it helpful by online data collection, by digital data management, by virtual clinical trials, and by online content analysis. Advantage: access to data across. We can take the data from the world, and it is cost effectiveness. There is a saving of the papers. There is a saving of the time also, and it is easy to use for participant researchers. Easy data analysis and reporting, and candid responses. The candid responses mean that is a true response from the subjects, and we can take the large sample size. When there is the advantage, there is also disadvantage of online research, like there is the online limitations. We can't put the close-ended question. There is a non-response biasness, non-response bias, and missed responses from the subjects. So here is the benefits of technology for nurses, even for the patients, or for the doctors, like increased patient safety. We can enter lab results, improved scheduling, decreased human error, increased patient information accessibility, reduced hospital stay, reduced test and procedure redundancy, enhanced performance analysis, reduced operational cost, efficient for care coordination, and streamlined record administration under HIS. So there are also challenges faced by the technology in nursing care. So there is first is the cyber security risk. So that is the risk related to breach of protected health information, risk related to alteration of data that may be used to make wrong healthcare decisions, risk related to alteration of device functionality that results in adverse events. And the second is impersonal patient-doctor interaction or patient isolation. Patient interact with technology instead of live care provider. There is no face-to-face interaction with the healthcare profession, either doctor or nurses or technicians. So then due to this, there is a lack of empathy, lack of therapeutic bond, and the risk of miscommunication. Frustration with poor implementation. So if there is poor internet, lack of Wi-Fi, not good gadgets, so then there is makes frustration for the health professionals, even for the clients. And it occurred with the patients who are in the remote areas. There is no good Wi-Fi system or internet. So like clinicians spend more time struggling with technology rather than patient care. Too much reliance on technology, specifically on poor advanced intelligence implementation that don't produce good outcomes, and slow progress and lacking in leadership. Next challenge, that is the privacy and security concerns. So as new technology emerges, privacy and security concerns are constantly threatened, especially when dealing with personal patient information. So digital records are kept in the cloud or a computer's data system, which is more susceptible to hacking. So there is a chance for the hacking of the data, and which anyone can take. So that is also one challenge. And the next one is reluctance to new technology. So as new technology emerges, the generalization gap among nursing staff will become more prevalent. So all staff is not aware about the advanced technology. So that is also one factor, one challenge for the nursing staff. So there is written, baby boomers make up a majority of RN staff at hospitals and may be more reluctant to adapt to new devices and technology. So these technological advancements may also cause older nurses to retire as they feel too much is changing. So there is lack of acceptance by the older staff. So last, that is a threat to nursing positions. So as new technologies emerge, there is a potential threat to nurses and their job positions. So although it won't happen soon, but new technology will continue cutting nursing duties. That is also one threat to our nursing profession. So these are the challenges. So thank you. This is all about my topic. So if any query, we can discuss. So there
Thank
are
you so much, Sandeep ma'am. So, ma'am has explored very nicely about the technical devices in nursing care, such as digital OPD, IoT, point of care, automated IV pumps, and telehealth, and also in nursing education, administration, and research. There are so many technical advances that ma'am has explored very well. And yes, definitely, ma'am, your session filled the gap between the nurses and the technology. So it was so innovative session. Thank you so much, ma'am.
thank you, Madam Tejvinder Palkar. So happy Nurses Day or week from myself to all the organizers and to all the delegates. So thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. I think there are no queries in the chat box. So everything is clear to all. So feedback link for filling the form is already shared by Dr. Ravi Prakash Saxena in the chat box. Participants, you can click on the link and kindly submit your feedback. You will get your certificates only after that. And also, if you want to be the member of NTAI, the link is already shared in the chat box. Now I invite Ms. Surinder Kaur Garewal, the state spokesperson NTAI Punjab branch, to deliver vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Surinder Pal, ma'am, to give me a chance. Myself, Surinder Kaur, Punjab State spokesperson. On the behalf of Punjab State of NTAI, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all NTI members and national NTI members, our chief guest, and our audience for this wonderful webinars on Nurses Day. Apart from this, special thanks to our chief guest, Dr. Sukhpal Kaur, Professor cum Principals of PGI Chandigarh, and Miss Sandeep Kaur, Professor of Dyanand Medical College of Ludhiana. Your insights and knowledge on the subject matters were truly enlightening, and we appreciate the efforts and time you put into preparing and delivering your presentation. Now I request to all the attendees, please give us your valuable feedback so we can try to be more precise in future events. Once again, I would like to thank our National President, Dr. Farooq Khan, and our State President, Dr. Hardeep Kaur, for taking the time to share your expertise with us. We truly appreciate your contributions to our organization, continuous learning and development. And again, I thanks to Ma'am Tajinder Pal Kaur for giving me an opportunity to speak today. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So now we are closing the session, and definitely you have enjoyed the session and learned so many things in this session. So thank you once again and have a nice evening.
Happy Nurses Week to one and all. And once again, thanks. So we'll close here.
Thank you so much, ma'am.